Hey guys, it's Hannah and I'm here today with a book haul. So I haven't done a book haul in like probably 8 months. I haven't actually looked, but it's been a long while since I've done a book haul. So I decided to go a little nuts in my local bookstores, and I'll show some of the stuff that I got for Christmas, and I went into my local comic book shop out here too. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so the first one I picked up, I was in my local comic book shop, and it is the last volume of Chu. Now, I rented all of these from the library. I think, now that I've got the last one, I think I'm going to grab the rest of them just to own them, because these are some of my favorite comic books that I've read. If you have not heard of Chu, he is our main character. His name is Tony Chu. He's a symbiopath, and what a symbiopath does is he eats the food, like he can eat things and tell the origin of where they came from and like what their treatment process was. So he has a really hard time eating foods because he can like see all the backstory of what happened to the animal and everything like that. And he's actually gets recruited by the FBI to solve murders. So he has to eat dead bodies or chew on the dead bodies to figure out how they died and find the murderer. And it's just a super interesting and unique comic book that you don't really see out, and there's really nothing else out there like this. So I'm really excited to get to the last installment in this series, and I will let you guys know what I think about this one. Next up, we also picked up while we were out Gwenpool. Now, Gwenpool is, if you guys don't know, like we are big Deadpool fans. Gwenpool is the Spider-Gwen mixed with Deadpool, and I'm just going to read you the little back part of this because I find it hilarious. So Gwenpool, it says on the back here that Gwen is a comic book lover, and she reads it, and so there's definitely third or fourth wall breaking in this comic book, and it says, Gwenpool used to be a comic book reader until she woke up in a world where the characters she read about seemed to be real. But they can't be, right? That must be a hoax or an imaginary story or something, and that means no consequences. With that philosophy, Gwenpool just may be Marvel's least responsible character to date, and getting into the merc business is a good way to start, until it pits her against Thor. Place your bets on the Goddess of Thunder versus the Oddest of Wonders. If Gwen somehow survives that encounter with no skills or training, she'll face the wrath of Modok. Being in a comic book is not as easy as it looks. I think this is going to be so much fun to read and interesting, and I'm excited to pick this one up for a lighthearted read. Next up in my comic book, this is my last one. So I actually received this one for Christmas because Trevor's awesome. But he got me the first one, but the first one wasn't the complete collection, and then he surprised me. So I asked for the first one. I wasn't like not sure if I was gonna like it or not, and Trevor got me the first one, and then he surprised me and got me the second complete collection of the Runaways. This is another comic book by Brian K. Vaughan. Brian K. Vaughan does Saga. I love his work in Saga, and Saga is like one of my all-time favorite comic books that I've read so far. So I definitely want to pick this one up, and that's not even without hearing the premise about it. Anywho, so I don't have the first one because I don't have the complete collection. I just have the first snippet of it. So we did order that at my local comic book shop, and they are ordering it in for me, and I'm going to go pick it up. But I'm really excited to read this. So the premise of the Runaways is that there's a group of kids, and they all sneak downstairs, and their parents are having like parent time, and so they decided to sneak up on their parents, and they realize that their parents are supervillains. And so the kids are going to be superheroes fighting their supervillain parents. And I just think it's such a fun, like, different type of story. I know everything I've described is fun, interesting read, but it does seem like really fun, like, lighthearted, like comic books are usually lighthearted. And I'm just excited to see, like, the superheroes and against their parents, and I feel like this could be really humorous to read, so I'm excited to pick this one up once the first volume comes into stock. So those are all for my comic books that I've bought. Now we're moving on to our books, and so I read the first book in the Shadow Me trilogy, and I only got the one because I wasn't sure if I liked it. And if you guys have seen my December wrap-up, you guys will know that I did not care for Shadow Me that much, but I've decided to plug through and get the second one, so I am reading this one for January. I'll let you guys know what I think. But so I picked up Unravel by Tahira Mafi, and Trevor did get this one for me for Christmas as well. And the last one that Trevor got me for Christmas was a complete surprise, and I was so excited when I opened it. So I had been talking about this book for a little while. I know it has been a while, so I'm like, yeah man, you pay attention, because I forgot about this book. But he found it for me, and it's like the special anniversary edition, and I'll just show you. So he picked me up The Book Thief by Marcus Suzak. I have not read this yet, and I'm really excited to get to it, especially now that I own it. And it's a special anniversary edition, and it's a signed copy. Like, how freaking cool. So I have to show you the signed part, just because us book nerds like that stuff. I haven't even looked at what it looks like naked. Is it good? Oh, cute. It looks like there's a little penguin. I love penguins. Embossed on it, and then I think that's a penguin. Maybe it's something that I don't know about with the story. But the story is about World War II and about a girl who has these books, and that she like takes them away because they were being banned, and that she's like saving them from being burned and stuff from the Nazis. I like love this era, and I love reading about it, and I'm excited to pick this one up, especially because it is so highly critically acclaimed. And these next ones are just ones that I thought that were interesting when I was picking up on the shelf. So this one is Worlds of Ink and Shadow. So this is a story about the Bronte sisters, and it's about them diving into their own minds and their imaginations and living in this imaginary world, but then they start feeling that their slip on reality is going, like, getting too far, and they can't pull themselves back. So they have to choose between the imaginary world that they are living in and they enjoy versus their reality. And so I'm excited to read this book and see what I think about it. And again, if you guys haven't watched my December wrap-up and my November TBR, I did pull this out of my TBR review jar, and I'm going to be reviewing this one as well. Next up, I saw this and I knew I had to pick it up. It is Aristotle and Dante Discovered the Secrets of the Universe. I've heard such good things about it, and again, it's very critically acclaimed of all of the little awards on here. All I really know about this is it's a cute contemporary. I think that they are like on a road trip, and that it's two gay characters. So I'm really excited to read this, and I think that the romance is going to be adorable. Next up is one that you guys have recommended to me in past videos, and I finally decided to pick it up. It is the House of Night series, the first one marked. I want to see if I like it. I've been reading Twilight, and I'm kind of in the mood for more vampire-y stuff, so this sounded like a good... I really don't know what the whole premise is besides that it is vampires, and that's about it. But you guys recommended it to me, so I will let you guys know if I like this one as well. And last but not least, I wanted to pick up The Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. So I remember being way back in like junior high, looking, like browsing the YA section in Barnes & Noble and seeing this cover and thinking, that's an amazing cover, and made me intrigued. And I remember picking up this book and like reading the back several times, but I don't remember why I didn't ever pick it up. So I decided to give it a shot. I keep being drawn to this book, so I'm going to, maybe there's a reason for it, so I'm going to give it a shot. So this is a story about a girl who is in the Victorian age, and I love that, like, just all of the dresses and all of like the rules and the time period. I love the Victorian age. It takes place in the Victorian age, but then it also throws in the supernatural entities of fantasy. So I'm really excited to read this book and see if I like it, if there was a reason why I was always drawn to it. But it talks about her like seeing visions and having to protect herself, and yeah, I'm excited to dive into this Victorian era as well. So those are all the books that I have recently bought. Let me know down below which ones you guys think are interesting, or did you guys recently get any books for Christmas as well? Let me know. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye!